We're diving into something today that I think is going to resonate with pretty much everyone listening.
Yeah, I'd say
Finances. Personal finance.
money, money, money.
Yeah, exactly. But here's the twist.
Always got to be a twist.
We're not just talking about the usual, like, budgeting apps and,
Tips and tricks.
yeah, tips and tricks. We're going deeper.
Much deeper.
Into the brain.
Ooh, neuroscience?
Yes, neuroscience, how our brains are literally wired.
The science of financial success.
For financial success, or sometimes maybe wired against it.
Yeah, sometimes, right?
So we're using this awesome book as our guide today. It's called The Science Behind Financial Success, Your Mind and Your Money. And let me tell you, it is fascinating.
It really is.
It's not your typical, dry finance stuff. This is like really getting into the psychology.
Oh, yeah, how we think.
Okay, so first things first, right?
Lay it on me.
We've all been there, financial stress.
Oh, tell me about it.
It's like a weight on your shoulders, keeps you up at night.
Absolutely, yeah.
But this book dives into something kind of crazy, like stress doesn't just make us feel bad, it actually messes with how our brains work.
It really does, and it's not just like a feeling. There's actual research on this.
Oh, there is?
Yeah, from UC, University of California.
Oh, wow.
Shows that when we're stressed, the activity in our prefrontal cortex actually decreases.
Okay, now I gotta ask, what is the prefrontal cortex exactly?
Well, think of it as the CEO of your brain, the decision-making center, right? It's the part that helps you plan, think strategically, and make those rational choices.
So when we're stressed, our inner CEO is basically slacking off.
Well, yeah, kinda. It's like their office gets floated, papers flying everywhere, can't focus.
No wonder we make bad money choices when we're stressed.
Exactly, and then those bad choices lead to more stress, and it just becomes this vicious cycle.
Oh, man, it's a trap. But the book doesn't just point out the problem, right? There's got to be a solution.
Of course there is.
Like, how do we break free from this stress-induced financial doom?
Well, that's where things get really interesting because they introduce this idea of mindfulness.
Mindfulness. Okay, now, I'll be honest, when I first saw that in the book, I was like, mindfulness and money. What's that about?
I know, right? Sounds a little woo-woo at first.
Yeah, like I'm supposed to meditate my way to $1 million.
Ha, not exactly. But hold on, because the book backs it up with some serious research.
Oh, really? Like hard science?
Hard science, yeah. They cite studies from the Journal of Behavioral Finance, not exactly some fringe publication.
Okay, that's impressive.
And these studies show that practicing mindfulness can actually help people make more rational financial decisions.
Okay, I'm intrigued, but how does that work? Like, how does sitting there and breathing deeply actually change how I handle my money?
It's all about what's happening in the brain.
Right, the brain.
Think about the amygdala, that little almond-shaped part of your brain. It's like the fear center.
Oh, yeah, the fight or flight part?
Exactly. So when you see the stock market tanking or you get a big unexpected bill, your amygdala lights up, you panic, you might make a rash decision.
Sell everything.
Exactly. But mindfulness, through techniques like meditation, it actually helps to calm down the amygdala so you don't go into full-blown panic mode.
So you can actually think clearly instead of just reacting emotionally.
Exactly. You're not letting fear drive your financial decision.
I'm starting to get this. So it's like training your brain to stay cool under pressure, even when things get financially freaky.
You got it.
All right, that's mindfulness. But what about people who are already, naturally good with money?
Good question.
Does the book talk about them? Like, are their brains just wired differently?
It does. And it's not necessarily about being wired differently from the start, but more about developing certain mental patterns, habits of mind.
Oh, habits you can learn.
They identify 4 key ones: strategic thinking, emotional regulation, which we just talked about, then pattern recognition, and delayed gratification.
Okay, lots to unpack there. Let's start with strategic thinking, because that sounds kind of, I don't know, corporate-y.
Yeah, well, it's about having a plan, not just winging it with your finances.
So not just hoping for the best.
Exactly. Like setting clear financial goals, whether it's saving for a down payment, retirement, whatever it is.
Yeah, having a roadmap for your money.
Absolutely. And doing your research, comparing different investment options, creating a budget that you actually stick to.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's like being the CEO of your own finances, right?
Right, not letting your money just control you.
Take charge.
All right, next up, emotional regulation. We touched on it a bit, but how do you really master that, especially with money? I mean, it's so easy to get caught up in the excitement of a sale or, the fear of missing out.
It's tough, but it's about being aware of your emotional state when you're making financial decisions.
Oh, self-awareness.
Yeah, like before you click buy on that impulse purpose, ask yourself, am I feeling stressed? Am I feeling happy? Am I feeling pressured?
Because those emotions can really cloud your judgment, right?
Absolutely. They can make you spend more than you planned or invest in something that's too risky.
Been there, done that, got the t-shirt.
So emotional regulation is all about taking a pause, taking a breath, and making sure your emotions aren't hijacking your financial decisions.
Really taking that moment to think it through.
Exactly.
Okay, now this one I'm curious about. Pattern recognition.
Ah, yes.
How does that play into financial success?
Well, it's about becoming a detective of your own financial habits.
Ooh, I like that.
The book suggests tracking your spending, looking for
Like,
patterns.
when am I most likely to overspend?
Exactly. Is it when you're stressed? Bored? Is it certain marketing tactics that always get you?
Oh, like those ads that just know how to target you?
Yes. Once you see those patterns, you can start to break them, make more conscious choices.
It's like outsmarting your own bad habits.
You got it.
That's pretty cool. Okay, and then there's the big one, delayed
The
gratification.
marshmallow test, right.
Yeah, the classic marshmallow test. We all know it's important, but it's so hard.
It is, our brains are wired for instant gratification, but delaying gratification is crucial for long-term financial success.
Because you got to save for the future, invest, not just spend everything you have right now.
Exactly. And what's fascinating is that when you practice delayed gratification, you actually strengthen neural pathways in your brain that help you with planning, with thinking about the future.
So it's like building a mental muscle for financial discipline.
That's a great way to put it.
Okay, so we've covered all these awesome concepts from the book, but it can't just be theory, right? There's got to be some practical advice, like how do we actually put this stuff into action?
Absolutely. The book wouldn't be very helpful without that, would it?
Yeah, like how do I train my brain for financial success starting, I don't know, tomorrow?
Well, they offer 3 specific steps.
Okay, lay 'em on me.
Step 1, a simple morning routine.
I love routines.
Just 10 minutes?
10 minutes, I can do that.
10 minutes of mindfulness meditation.
Oh, the mindfulness again.
It's like a warm-up for your prefrontal cortex, getting it ready to make good decisions all day.
So before I even check my bank account, I should be meditating.
Ideally, yeah, it helps you start the day with a clear, focused mind, less reactive, more in control.
Okay, I can see how that would be helpful, but what about stress management in general? I mean, life is stressful, even beyond finances.
That's so true, and that's why the second step is all about managing stress.
Okay, yeah, the usual suspects, right?
Yeah, but it's not just about feeling better, it's about your brain.
Oh, right, the brain connection.
Things like exercise, sleep, healthy eating, they all directly impact your brain function, including your ability to make good financial decisions.
So when I'm feeling overwhelmed and stressed, my brain is basically like, nope, can't deal with money right now.
Pretty much. Stress throws everything off, so managing stress is crucial for financial clarity.
Makes sense. So mindful mornings, stress management. What's the third step? Like, what happens when I'm actually faced with a financial decision?
For that, they provide a decision-making protocol.
A protocol, huh? Sounds official.
It is. It's like a system to help you make better choices.
I like systems.
One key element is the 24-hour rule.
Oh, tell me about that.
Before any big purchase, wait 24 hours.
Resist that impulse.
Exactly. Give your prefrontal cortex time to catch up. Analyze the decision rationally, not just emotionally.
Oh, that's good, because I'm so bad with impulse buys. I need that 24-hour cool down.
It really helps. And another part of the protocol is reviewing your investments only when you're calm.
So not when the market's going crazy and you're freaking out.
Exactly. Don't let your amygdala make those investment decisions.
Right, only when you're level-headed?
And finally, the protocol emphasizes documenting your decisions.
Like writing it all down.
Yes, write down why you made a certain choice, what factors you considered.
Oh, so you could see your thought process.
Exactly. It helps you identify patterns, see where you might be making mistakes, and adjust your approach.
I like that. It's like becoming more aware of your own financial decision-making.
Exactly. Awareness is key.
Okay, so the big takeaway here is that our brains are not fixed.
We're not stuck with the financial habits we have.
We can actually change them, rewire our brains for success, which is kind of mind-blowing when you think about it.
The book calls it neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to change and adapt.
So it's not about being born good or bad with money.
It's about learning and practicing these mental habits.
And I love this quote from the book. It says, your brain can literally rewire itself through learning.
That's so powerful, it's never too late to start.
Yeah, no matter what your financial situation is right now, you can change it by changing your mindset, your habits, training your brain.
And that's really the message of hope here, that we have the power to shape our financial future.
It's empowering. It's not just about luck or circumstance. It's about taking control.
Exactly.
All right, so if you're intrigued by all this brain stuff and how it connects to your money, I highly recommend checking out this book, The Science Behind Financial Success, Your Mind and Your Money.
It's a great read.
And it's really practical. Lots of great tips in there.
Yeah, it's not just theory, it's actionable stuff.
So I got to ask you, before we wrap up, if you could rewire one financial habit in your brain right now, what would it be?
Oh, that's a tough one, but I think for me it would be, Probably being more consistent with tracking my spending because I know it's important.
Oh, the pattern recognition we talked about.
Yeah, exactly. I tend to do it in spurts and then I let it slide. But if I could just make it a daily habit, I think it would make a huge
Yeah,
difference.
awareness is the first step to change.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, thanks for diving into this with me. It's been fascinating.
My pleasure. Always fun talking about the brain and money.
And for everyone listening, think about that question for yourself. What one financial habit would you rewire, and why? It's something to ponder because even small changes can lead to big results.
Absolutely. Every journey starts with a single step.
That's a great quote. All right. Thanks for tuning in, everyone, and we'll see you next time for another deep dive.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.